Nope.
What's up, Dank homies? Nero here, and today we're going to be talking about the Euphona Prime. The Euphona Prime is the most aggravating weapon I've ever had to make a build for. Is the brand new Prime sidearm that just came out with the Banshee Prime access. And it has two different firing modes, which the stats you see here on the right only show the stats for the first firing mode, but not the second. Not to mention, the stats are incredibly misleading when trying to build it, but after messing with this thing all night, I think I found the 3 best builds for this thing. Now, a few things you're going to want to note about the stats for this weapon is that it has incredibly high base damage, it has 30% critical chance, it has 2.5 critical multiplier, and 2% status chance, with 5 clips in the magazine. Now, this is going to be the part that will throw almost everybody off. Now, it has the 2 firing modes. The first firing mode is when you left click there and you shoot like normal, but the alternate firing mode is when you press middle click and it shoots a technically shotgun shot, and in that shotgun shot it actually switches the stats for critical chance and status chance. So it actually has a 2% critical chance and a 30% status chance, and the stats kind of switch up to where it has more base damage in slash rather than impact. Now, this is going to be the part that is confusing to people. The shotgun mode isn't really a shotgun. It more or less shoots more like one fat bullet that comes out in shards. But the best way I can explain to you what I'm talking about is if we go into Photoshop. That was incredibly anticlimactic. Now let me go ahead and pull up a new tab for you guys, but sorry about this work that was already here. It's just a t-shirt design that I made, link in the description. So let me go ahead and explain to you guys what I mean. So you have the gun here, right? And boom, that's our gun. And we're going to talk about the secondary mode. Yeah, there we go. I'm drawing with my mouse, so please excuse that. And when it shoots, you see multiple shots and you see multiple numbers, right? But the thing is, a group of those numbers counts as one bullet. It's just a broader shot, so that one instance is going to have a 30% chance of status, so which is why if you were to shoot and you have multi-shot and you see like every single number have that little slash icon, and every single number says the slash icon, and then you see like only ticks of 100 pop up, but only 3 of those. That's because there's 3 super fat bullets coming out of the gun, but they split up into a bunch of numbers with a wider area of effect. And I hope that makes sense. So let's go back to Warframe. Can I not do that? Alright, so just to show you guys what I mean, I'm going to use the secondary fire on this guy, and you saw only like a small group of those numbers had slash, but yet there's only one tick thing doing the slash damage. That's because those group of numbers represented one of my 3 bullets, because I have multi-shot on. So like if I was to get lucky and get like 2 of the if I was going to get lucky and have like 2 of those do slash, then yeah, see, there you go again, you got the numbers. And now that you guys understand the mechanics of the weapon, now we can get into the builds. So I have 3 builds for the 3 different factions: Grenier, Corpus, and Infested. And here goes my build for Grenier, and for this is a build for the secondary fire. You're not really going to be using the first fire, you're going to be using the secondary for Grineer. And I am built for complete status with blast and corrosive, and I have a theory that the weapon has some kind of blast damage within it, but it doesn't proc blast on its own, which would explain why enemies go flying off into space if you shoot them while they're ragdolled or so forth. So I have Hornet Strike, Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, the 3 mods you're going to use for all of your secondaries. I have a damage mod here, a toxin damage mod, just to increase the damage of corrosive, because corrosive damage is going to be the main thing to do most of the damage on the Grineer. And then I have a blast here just to increase the status chance, as well as knock the enemies down, just to give you a little help as you do your shooting. Then my next build here is my Corpus build. No, this is my Infested build, where you're going to be using the first fire instead of the secondary fire, because I find that the first fire, which does more damage as far as the critical multiplier and all that, it will do better against Infested than the secondary fire. Where you have the 3 normal mods, I have primed Target Cracker for critical damage, and I have Hollow Point for even more critical damage, Pistol Gambit, which you can use Prime Pistol Gambit, but I don't have Prime Pistol Gambit because some of you guys might know why. And then I have these 2 mods for damage. The corrosive damage plus the critical multiplier, that's going to be the thing to really break down on the Infested. For some reason, this seems to do more damage than all the other elements, more than viral, more than gas. So from all my testing, this is the conclusion that I got to. And then last but not least, this is my Corpus build, which once again you're going to be using the first fire instead of the secondary fire. All you have to do is just replace the electric mod with a cold mod, because viral does the most damage against Corpus, which the impact will straight away take out all of their shields, and you shouldn't have any problem using these builds. And that concludes that. And something I forgot to mention, this gun is pretty much like 2 guns in 1. So you want to build it a specific way for a specific way of using it. So you really can't do a hybrid type thing with this weapon, because it's such a drastic change between the 2 different modes. So if you're going to go one way, you got to go that way. If you're going to go the other way, then you got to go that way. There is kind of no in between unless you're dealing with lower level enemies. And now finally, let's get into the testing of the weapon. And here we have a normal testing squad of level 100 Grineer, and without further ado, let's see what it can do.
It's all you ever talk about. 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 It's all you ever talk about.
And I believe that is all of them. Crap. Okay. Now I'm going to be testing against a normal test squadron of infested enemies, which are level 100, but for the Broadmother dudes, I'm going to be using the alternate fire mode just because it's kind of easier for me. But it doesn't really matter which one you use for infested, but primarily you're going to want to use the first one because that one does the most damage and you'll be using the least amount of ammo. So without further ado, let's see what it can do.
It's all you ever talk about. about, it's all you ever talk about. It's all you ever talk about, it's all you ever talk about. It's all you ever talk about, it's all you ever talk about.
And I think that is all of them. Nice. So I'm not going to go ahead and demonstrate the Corpus build because I'm pretty sure you get the idea by now. It's pretty much the same thing, just shoot the weapon at the enemies. So in conclusion, I would have to say the Euphona Prime is maybe one of the highest damaging single target secondaries in the game. So it is very, very worth going out and getting this thing. And also, may I just comment real quick? This Sayandana looks almost exactly like a bra. Like a really, really big bra. But that's gonna be it for today's video, and if you guys enjoyed today's video or learned something from it, then go ahead and leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you would like to become a part of the Dank homie family, then go ahead and do so, and I will see you guys later. Peace!
Don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. Say, don't change, don't change, don't change. Life gon' make it happen anyway. And I say, don't change, don't change, don't change. Even though life ain't the same. Say, don't change, don't change, don't change.